Hello.
You know, it's really annoying, and this is a new thing the past couple months. Skype automatically mutes me when I join a call. It's
Cute.
very annoying.
Yep. Well, I can hear you now, so that's what matters, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. I just had to figure out how to mute myself. I had to go to a different screen. Hi, Murphac.
Hey, Susan.
How you doing?
And
Now we're waiting for Arte, who said that he's going to try to log into Skype over his cell phone.
Yeah, I got his email. Well, I'm gonna get some coffee.
Yep. Hello, Baron 3D.
I don't think you're streaming over Twitch yet. Are you? I don't hear your music.
Yeah, I am.
Alright, well, I'm logged into Twitch. Nope, it's showing the splash screen. Maybe I have to
Reload
refresh
your...
it.
Yeah, refresh
There you
it.
are.
Okay.
There you are.
Because I've got the Twitch channel up on a different computer. So
Yeah.
I can see myself.
I had logged into Twitch before you started screaming, Freudian slip, streaming, and then when you started screaming, it didn't change. It just showed your splash screen. So anyway, it's all fixed. It's just idiosyncrasies.
Yep. Angel Miss, no one's actually screaming. That was Susan's.
Oh, what is she saying about me? I'm in the kitchen making coffee.
She was just saying who is screaming.
You, if your technology goes down. Or if I show up late.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Arte.
Yes,
Hey!
hello.
He's here. I just checked Discord, and you were dark in Discord, and I hope he's coming.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a coming.
Actually, the volume on that device you're using is just about perfect.
Okay, well, I'm using
Oh,
my
yeah.
headset plugged into my iPhone.
It's perfect and clear and loud, and it's great to hear you.
Woohoo! Technology works for a change.
I know.
How
You
about
think
that
a
now?
phone would be less clear than a PC?
Well, the thing is, what's interesting is I've got a pigtail on the phone, because you can either have the phone on the charger or you can have the phone plugged in, the headphones plugged in, but you can't have both.
Oh yeah.
So I've got a pigtail that allows me to have it on the charger and the headphones plugged in.
Cool.
The issue is,
Uh-oh.
yeah, the pigtail's kind of threadbare.
Mm.
I bought a couple replacement pigtails, but the microphone works, but the headphones don't when you plug them in.
Oh.
And so everything
Okay.
comes through the speakers, but the
Oh,
microphone.
so you're listening through the speakers and talking through the mic, even though you're wearing a headset. Right?
Exactly.
Oh dear. Well, you're like the Wizard of Oz too, just trying to figure it all out, right?
Something like that. Just don't look at the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a newcomer, Lene Mission.
Oh, that's cool. She's been coming to my story nights in Second Life.
Huh.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, when she gets hooked into Twitch, she'll hear us talking about her.
Angel Myst, Murphac is signed in to Skype, so I'm the bot should be on soon, but it's probably just an oversight on his part. But also, he was saying that he was also saying that he wasn't completely set up for what he wanted to do yet, so that may be why he's late putting the bot on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
People can still add it, but people can still buddy Mirabot even though he's not online.
Yes. The add buddy command doesn't care whether or not the other person is logged in.
Mm-hmm. Got another newcomer, Aeon COR. We tell him to.
Okay. And the name mission is now part of the stream.
Yay!
Oh. Hey, Lene.
Welcome, Lene Shara. Mirabot is not none yet. Yes, Angel, I know what you meant to type. I read typo. I've been gaming long enough to be able to understand typos. Following chat, Angel Miss is only on Twitch for you guys. Larry and Arte and I communicate through Larry's Wizard of Oz type system using Skype. So we're the only ones in Skype. And Murphac, of course. We're the men and women behind the curtain.
Hey,
We tried
Susan, look at your game screen for a moment.
so dark. You know what? I'm gonna have to close my curtains because I have too much glare. Oh no, you didn't cone me, did you?
I would not comb. That is your shtick, not mine.
Okay. All right. I shut the curtain. Closing another door. Oh my gosh, I left my coffee unattended for 5 seconds. I don't know how I can stand it.
Well, you sit it down.
Okay, all right. I am looking at my screen, and what am I supposed to be observing? Oh, a lean?
Yes.
Did I get a lean? Oh no, I missed a lean from Arte?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
There you go.
I feel much better now. Coffee and an Arte lean makes my morning. We did try to experiment using Discord instead of Skype, and it just needs a little more tweaking.
That's putting it mildly.
Oh, is it putting it mildly? Uh-oh. Okay.
If you recall, I had.
Well, I wasn't there the whole time. I had to leave early. Remember?
Oh,
When
we were talking over the Discord, the people who were listening through the stream could hear everyone but me talking.
Oh, that's not good.
No. So, and I haven't the faintest idea why.
Hear everyone but the computer technician talking.
No wonder I'm so cramped here. I forgot to open up the other half of my armoire. That's better.
Yeah, that's. Most anything is probably cramped for someone who's 10 feet tall like you are.
I'm not quite that tall. I'm only 9'10".
There you go. Or are you 9'12"?
No, actually, I'm significantly shorter than. I'm not even 6 foot tall. I'm only 5'16".
Lurch. You rang. My dad went to college with Lurch.
Huh?
My dad went to college with Lurch.
Ah, okay.
Ted Cassidy.
That's a Ted Cat.
Ted Cassidy. At Stetson University in Florida.
You rang.
Oh, you gotta go. You can go lower than that.
Not at this time of day. When I first wake up, I can't, but not at noon.
Okay.
That's it.
It's been quite a while since I even tried to speak in a lower register.
Once upon a time, when I was singing in choirs, I could hit the D below the F clef.
Okay, I assume that's super low.
Well, when you're looking at you got the G clef on top and the F clef on the bottom with all the notes on them. I could hit the note one line below the F clef.
Oh, below the lowest line?
Yes.
Oh dear, so you were literally off the register.
Yes, I was off the chart. I've been off the chart most of my life, but or at least
Wow.
off the hook.
Now, I know that there are animals that can hear super high frequencies that human ears can't hear. I wonder if the opposite is true. Like maybe you caused an earthquake for earthworms or something.
So
right?
I'm like
you made the ground
the
rumble.
butterfly effect for earthworms. Is that what you're saying?
Actually, I think it's whales that hear sounds below what we can.
Oh, because of sonar.
Dogs can too.
Oh, below?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They have a very broad auditory range. And there's so animals can tell that there's going to be something like an earthquake or something, because it's a crescendo, and it starts off below our hearing rate, but the animals can hear it, and that's why they start freaking out and running.
Oh yeah. They know they can sense earthquakes are coming.
Yeah.
So that's what happened when you were in your choir. The animals. Did you go outside of the church and suddenly there are no animals around? They had gone run to higher ground or something.
Dead birds on the ground.
Oh no.
I grew up in California, and I used to hear earthquakes about to hit.
You know, I had a sales guy here a week or two ago, and he claimed that he would have a headache, and and of course he was a sales guy. I don't know if I trusted him, but he said he would get a headache in anticipation of an impending earthquake, even in another country. And so he was at my house, and we had a pretty severe, we had a moderate earthquake while he was literally here. And he told me about that story, and then he claimed his headache instantly went away. So I haven't Googled it to see if that's a thing, but
In other countries, not likely.
yeah. Well, he told me, he claimed, he asserted, he alleged that he had told his wife, oh yeah, there's going to be an earthquake in another country, and then there was. But this is his anecdote, right?
Yep. There's also the fact that there's pretty much every day of the year there's an earthquake somewhere.
Well, right. But there was a super severe earthquake in the other country. And then he sold me very, very expensive windows and doors, which I canceled the contract the next day. Where do I go?
It's like you got a cold,
no. Maybe I'm
Allergies?
congested. You know, maybe. I'm sniffling a little bit, but yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Is my voice froggy? Ribbit. Cody's asking where we go to meet. Cavern Tours Hood. Zeke's not going to be here today, you guys, so everyone say, hi Zeke, on YouTube. Hi Zeke, hurry back, come back next month.
Well, the robot is ready.
Yay!
Hey, Murphac.
Even if I didn't
Murphac.
all I wanted to prepare.
Okay, I've killed the
Girl's
music.
saying he has a Deaf Explorer coming, so I'm going to have to type in chat. I don't know how he can enjoy the tour, but, you know, if he wants to come, that's cool. Of course.
This guy?
Iski. Okay. Iski is not here in the hood yet. We're going to be leaving pretty soon. What is Iski's? I need to be able to buddy him and get him to where we are going pretty soon. Okay, Larry. Yeah, that's your homework assignment for a month from now is to learn American Sign Language.
Yeah.
Yeah, Angel
Something
says,
tells me that
as if
laugh
he's
tells
not
us we should not hold our
multitasking enough.
breath.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Arte?
I said something tells me by that laugh that we should not hold our breath.
Yeah.
They do have programs, I'm pretty certain, that can be used to that tune into an audio channel
Oh,
and convert it into text. But I
oh,
don't know what about them myself.
we need to see if I know YouTube does, and like Netflix and stuff. Or some TV shows. It's like CC or closed captioning.
Yeah.
Huh. Gosh, well, I guess. I
I
guess I guess the fellow Iski would know whether or not to check Twitch to see if there is closed captioning, right?
mean, I've used speech to text in the past when I was on 2 laptops ago when the keyboard took a dump and I couldn't type out my stories. I had to use the voice to text function.
Anyway, let's see. We've got 18 people showing on the stream.
Join us in. I just want to get Iski's here before we port to our tour destination. Unfortunately, since the tour's beginning now, I mean, if he had shown up earlier, we would be happy to see if Twitch offers that option, but unfortunately we do need to get started. I just want to get him here in the hood so he can read my text chat. Have another newcomer.
Sure, Tiny.
Phone noise.
Yeah, I know. That's mine.
Oh, is that you? I assume that was Arte. Usually
That's someone calling for my mother.
Uh-oh, okay.
Now I've got my ringer turned off on my phone. Yeah. You might hear a vibrating sound, but that's about it.
Starting to herd cats at the last minute.
Yeah.
And like we suddenly evacuate the hood and like, what the heck? Do I smell? You would think. Your internet. You turned off your music, right, Larry?
Yeah, I did that at the end of the last song.
Okay. Just want to get Iski here in the hood. He's not coming to the hood.
Well.
Okay, well, let's get started. Is that okay, Larry?
Yep.
Are we good to go?
Yep.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to our umpteenth cavern tour. And we also welcome our newcomers. There's going to be a gentleman named Iski coming, I hope. I also recognize ANCOR is new. Lene Mission is new to our tours. I think I've seen Quill before. Twilight before. Forgive me if I have a bad memory. Tiny Mixer Elves looks to be brand new. So we welcome all our newcomers as well as our veterans. I trust if you can hear me, obviously you're signed into Twitch. If you're not hearing me, you're not, but I did type in chat, I think enough times to get everyone into Twitch. Arte and Larry are here. Mirfak, of course, is here with his robot, Mirobot, that I assume you've all buddied. Today, we'll be visiting a couple ages. It's important that you stay with the group. And when we ask you to link to Mirobot, just type /link, UPM/link to Mirobot. That's how you get to his ages. The reason we use his ages instead of the regular game ages is that he is allowed to manipulate the features and the scenery, and he can port you around. It's called a gray hat hack. So, meaning a good guy hack. So at this time, let's go ahead and Murphac, is it okay if we link to Mirabot? He didn't say no. He said he's in position. So let's go ahead and link to Mirabot. So please PM link bot. And I will stay behind in the hood to make sure everyone has gone.
It's called a gray hat hack, as opposed to a gray hack, which is when your gray kitty decides to purge its breakfast.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, this early in the tour, you're grossing us out.
Yes, it's never too early.
Okay, thank you, Arte.
You're welcome.
Only one here in the hood is Lene. And
Oh, and
Arte, our
By the way, you don't need that
Lene's here.
forward stroke link, the forward stroke with the word link to link to Mirabot.
Yeah,
Why
you
Yeah,
not
don't,
just the word
you don't.
link?
Yeah, I did it in quotes, link. Lene's still here in the hood. Lene, just PM link to Mirabot. LINK.
Okay, we're going to start out on the top of the hut here, so you can use the command find Larry. Type that to the bot, and he'll port you up here with me.
If your game sounds are too loud, which they are for me, just hover your mouse over the lower right of your game screen, click on the wrench, click on audio settings, and turn down the ambient sounds. Not the ambient sounds, the music. The music, just turn it way down. And then click on resume Uru.
When you're up here, go ahead and find a spot along the edge so that we don't cover the center.
And the reason we discourage you from using ladders is that sometimes borks the age. It can even crash the age sometimes, especially in Garizen. So that's why we use Mirabot a lot to move around.
And welcome everyone to today's tour. We are beginning in the age of Minkata. Minkata was written for the Guild of Surveyors. The name is a Denis word that does not have a direct translation into English. The DRC released this age on May 24th of 2007. When asked about the meaning of Minkata, Dr. Watson chose to call it heavily scarred as the closest translation he could think of. The name, of course, is a reference to the mineral stumps that are found scattered everywhere across the landscape here. This age is centered around a cage made of gigantic bones, constructed in a style that is typical of Barrow work. Atop the cage, where we are now, there is a tarpaulin bearing a Denis compass rose design. The symbol in the center of the rose is the insignia of the Guild of Surveyors. It seems likely that it was scavenged from a Denis structure and added to the cage after it was built, probably around the time when Yusha turned Minkata into one of her quests. The tarpaulin would have been more useful to the Denis if it were stretched across the ground. And let's see. Well, bloody heck. I want to show you a picture of the symbol as it looks when it's cleaned up, but for some reason my my Windows decided that it isn't going to show me the preview pane anymore. Okay, so let me go ahead and turn on display cam. Okay, if you look at the stream window, I've got a copy of the Denis Compass Rose up that I made using the original pictures as an example.
Sorry about that. I had to refresh the page and then the sound came back.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know why my Windows has just suddenly decided that it's not going to show me pictures anymore, but that worked. Okay.
Well, it wouldn't be a cavern tool without some glitch in the system.
Yep. The Guild of Surveyors used Minkata as a training field for their members. They were teaching them how to navigate by dead reckoning. The trainee was given a set of coordinates to follow in order to get to each of a set of 5 caves and had to determine the direction from shadows cast by the suns and the distance by timing their travel as they moved along. The planetary system that Minkata is part of is in a trinary star system, so the planet has 3 suns, as you can see by looking up. To help the trainee orient himself, the tarpaulin with the compass rose was oriented on magnetic north, in accordance with the Denis practice of setting their coordinate system to magnetic north or to a prominent landmark when surveying a new age. So if you look at the compass rose in the center of the tarpaulin we're standing on, you'll see that one of the rays is actually longer than the others, and that is the ray that is pointing in the direction of north, magnetic north in this case. Explorers have come to call the caves that are at the endpoints for the navigation puzzles kivas, after round ceremonial chambers dug as covered pits in the ground by American Southwest Indians. The Minkata kivas are dug into mineral stumps. During the day, sand and dust blown about by the constant winds here drifts into the kivas and makes visibility poor. We spoke to Richard Watson about it, and he said that the staff of Cyan also called them kivas when working on the age, but did not include the word in the game. However, he admitted that they are very definitely based on Southwest Indian kivas. And as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and switch back to the stream window for a moment. And let's see. I'm going to bring up a couple of pictures. Here's a picture of a kiva in one of the settlements.
You remember which settlement or which state that's in, Larry?
I don't know that particular one. This is a picture of one that Richard Watson gave me as an example of the type that they based the kivas in this age on.
That's so cool. That's such a narrow opening.
Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is Richard also...
I apologize. Go ahead.
I was going to say that this next picture is a picture that Richard also gave me, showing the interior of a kiva, as so that you can compare it to what we'll actually see here in this age.
Oh, that's a real kiva?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like the Mula kiva. Cool.
And there's no...
Yeah, I suppose it would be cooler underground.
Somewhat. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn that off. The kivas may have been originally excavated by the Dani, but they were altered by the Baro for Yesha's quest. Unlike the Path of the Hand, it is unknown what the quest is intended to accomplish or teach. Murphy, can you warp us to the interior of the first kiva, please? Thank you. Now, there's a couple of things to note inside of this room. The first thing is that if you look at the center of the structure, you'll see that there is another copy of the surveyor's insignia. It's both on the floor, and if you look at the wooden crates that are scattered around in here, it's also on them as well. So if you look over where Quill is standing, he's right in front of some of the crates that have the Guild of Surveyors marking on them. The fact that this structure is marked so heavily with the Guild of Surveyors insignia supports the idea that this cave was dug by them. However, you will notice that there are bone decorations and bone ladders, as well as this cracked oval stone that I'm standing next to, which would have been placed here in each kiva by Yisha's Barrow. If you look at the stone, okay, let's see. You will notice that there are a number of very strange markings on them. On it, I should say. These are the same type of markings that are found around the age of Nolobin. They are an example of the Barrow's writing system. Yisha had words in English carved onto the stone as well, to provide a clue to what she wanted explorers to do here. But because no one has interpreted any of the Barrow writing, it's unknown if that phrase is repeated in their language anywhere on the stone. There is a theory for all 6 of these stones having an identical appearance. It may be that there really is only one of these stones, and we are seeing the exact same stone in all 5 of the kivas, as well as in the middle of the bone cage. And we're seeing them all simultaneously. This theory arises from the fact that the Barrow did the same thing when they created the keeps for the stone's tablets that bound them to Denis, and which Dr. Watson used in order to gain possession of the main stone tablet that controlled the Barrow and gave it back to them. The stone is functionally a linking device used for 2 purposes. It links an explorer or explorers through time and space and creates a portal next to the version of the stone that is in the cage. In that respect, it's similar to the journey cloths that the Barrow planted in other ages. For that reason, I believe that the writing on these stones may be showing us some of the Barrow version of the great words that are used to write a linking book. These markings are normally hidden when viewing Barrow linking stones or journey cloths. When Yisha decided to make Minkata the site of one of her quests, she used linking techniques unknown to the Denis. The stones she set up link through time to a future version of Minkata when it is experiencing nighttime. She then assigned Barrow to monitor the age and perform a specific task whenever people were present. We can be reasonably confident that it is the future because of the way the central cage has fallen apart in that version of Minkata. If both the day and night portions of a leg of her quest were followed correctly, the explorer was able to add a segment to a baroglyph portal inside the cage. As usual, once the glyph portal was complete, it linked the explorer to an instance of the Barrow cave in the cavern of Rodena where they could collect a floating ring for the well in their relto. As usual, she was not forthcoming with information about why she wanted people to do that. Murphak, if you can, please take us up to the surface and change it to the nighttime version. Please don't attempt to climb the ladder. We're going to let Murphak warp us up to the surface. That's to avoid any possible glitches in the game. When this game was designed, it was very long ago, in the early days of multiplayer online gaming, and the game is not optimized for handling large groups in the same place at the same time. Eon, there's actually no evidence for that at all. Whenever we appear in the Barrow Cave, in the cavern ceiling, it's always the exact same spot. And when you jump out of it and look back up, you never see any sign of other openings. And that cavern is not the Denis Cavern. It is actually a different Denis residential cavern called Radenna. So if you look up at, now that we're in the nighttime section, first off, the winds that were blowing all the sand around have died down. And we are easily able to tell that Minkata is not an alternate version of Earth, as many other ages appear to be. One of the most telling ways that we can determine that is that there are no recognizable constellations in the sky. In addition, there are 2 spiral galaxies that take up a significant portion of the sky. Of course, during the day, it's easy to tell that it isn't Earth because of the fact that it's a trinary star system. There have been proponents among the community of explorers who have put forth the idea that Minkata is actually a real star system called Mintaka. Mintaka is part of a star system that is called Delta Orionis A. The name Mintaka comes from an Arabic word that means the belt. Together with Al-Natak and Al-Nilam, Mintaka forms the belt of the constellation of Orion. Mintaka is a trinary star system like that above Minkata, which is one of the facts that, other than the 2 names sounding similar, caused that idea to be proposed. However, there are two facts that disqualify it. The stars of Minkata orbit each other every 5.73 days. So if they were above Minkata, there would be rapid and significant changes in their relative positions that could be observed by anyone visiting the age for any length of time. Secondly, the system is only about 690 light years from Earth, meaning that in galactic terms, there is very little difference in the view of distant celestial objects from there and from the Earth. In other words, no other galaxies are closer to Minkata than they are to us. So the large pair of galaxies visible in Minkata's night side would not be visible if we were on a planet orbiting Minkata.
There's also a third reason too, because Richard Watson has said that you can't write a link to another part. The Denis did not have the ability to write a link to another part of an age. And an age is not just the world, it's the entire universe that planet is located in. So that would mean that the Denis would be able to write a link to another part of our age, which they were unable to do.
The fact that both during the day and night there is no perceptible movement of the visible suns or stars led me to guess that it's because the planet of Minkata is in a very slow orbit and probably has very slow rotation around its own axis. The fact that there is eventually a night tells me that it is not tidally locked, so that the same side of the planet always faces the suns. The suns must orbit around a common center of gravity at the same speed that Minkata orbits them, and Minkata must rotate once per orbital year. That would mean that it always points towards the same constellations, and it would also explain why the suns would not change their relative positions in the sky during the day. If my theory is correct, it would mean that Minkata does indeed have a day, sunset, night, and sunrise. But it must have such a long orbit that it might take hundreds of years to travel around the suns once. That would explain why the suns never seem to move when we visit. They do, but they are moving so slowly that we cannot measure their motion. A couple of out-of-character comments. Someone once asked Cyan Worlds why all of their ages are so small, because they always seem to be islands or boxed in places. The answer was that Cyan prefers handcrafted models instead of ones that are procedurally generated by programs. Rand Miller said something along the lines of, "We can make an age as big as we want, but it won't be very interesting." Richard Watson added that he thought that Minkata, which appears to be an infinite plane of procedurally generated cratery things, might have been Rand's way of saying bigger isn't always better. Another reason for the small sizes was practical. When Cyan was producing Uru, they had set themselves the goal of building and releasing a large number of ages in a time span measured in months instead of the years it would normally take to make a game. Because of that, small models were necessary to cut down on the time it took to build and debug them. Richard told me this about that. Yes, They needed to be small to get them through the pipeline with any efficiency, but they also needed to be small for gameplay reasons and artistic satisfaction. Minkata doesn't look like a Cyan Age, it's just bland. Almost no interesting details, but the things in the middle and the rooms out in the desert. 40,000 of the same tree, 20,000 of the same rock could have been done. But who cares? Well, the artists, for one. It also would have needed some kind of fog to limit the amount of polygons that were necessary for your computer to draw at one time, at least back then. The plasma engine was great for the time, but it's nothing like the engines of today for handling that level of detail. And do we have any questions about this age?
Yeah, there's a comment in the question. Dreamer says, someone told me that he ran long enough here that he found a border to the sky. I thought that if we run too far, we fall off the edge.
More or
So
less.
I don't know if there's a collision wall or if we fall off the edge, but that's like out of character.
I haven't tested whether or not there's a collision wall, but the edge of this age, the model is a very large square, and I don't know if there's a collision wall on it, but it's definitely got borders.
Okay, and then Aeon's asking, it may make the art of writing easier if you have fewer interacting elements.
That's actually getting a little takes a little deeper knowledge of what the art is. As far as the game lore goes, when you're writing an age, what you're doing is writing a general description of the kind of place that you want. And they have a number of specific terms that are called great words that act like programming elements. In other words, these specific words are shortcuts used where normally entire sentences might have been needed. So when Denis is writing an age, he is basically writing a description of the environment that he wants. And then after that, it's up to pure chance what he actually establishes a connection to. And that's one of the things about why the Denis had a law against changing a book after it was activated. It was because when you changed the description, the usual result is that the link to the age you originally created is broken, and you wind up either with it not working at all, or if it does work, it takes you to something completely unrelated to the first place that you went. What was that, Arte, what was the name of that age that Gin wrote, where they had that fog, and when he screwed it up by changing the description, they wound up in an alternate version of it?
That was age 37, and that is not what created the change. Didn't create the alternate 37. Once the link is established, any changes you make in the book the link will force that change into the age. So the changes he wrote made age 37 unstable. And then to stabilize it, instead of writing a new change, he just deleted what he had done, which brought the descriptions down the branches of the great tree, so that when the next link was made, it went to a different age 37.
Yeah, it was an alternate universe for it,
Right.
and the people there didn't know Gen Aetris or anything about what had happened before.
Exactly.
Kenny is asking about the compass rose. Must the longest angle be the magnetic north? And the answer to that is that you'll have to remember that the Denis, when they split off from the Rhone people, chose to move to an underground cavern. So they had no way of determining what true north was in Denis. And they decided to use magnetic north for that because that was something they could detect. And when they went on to make Aegis, they had already had an established precedence where they would either use a central feature or magnetic north, because that was just what had been done before, and they were very traditional in that way. Okay, any case, yeah, the boots that you find in this age as a reward are actually work boots that you can buy at pretty much any sporting goods store, and they are not red. They're actually a kind of tan color. Is that it? And did
Those look Cordovan to me, but
anyway, did we miss any questions?
Did you see Kenny's question? I don't know if you answered it. I was distracted.
The one about the compass rose? Yes, I answered
Yeah.
that.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Sorry. I'm so busy herding cats sometimes. I don't listen.
About
Sorry.
Minkata, are there any signs of life present or perhaps at a much older time in its orbit? And the answer to that is that we've never found anything. The only thing that we have to hint at life here are the bones the Baro used to make their structures and ladders and such. But the thing about that is that they could those bones appear in many ages and are probably something that they brought from their home world. So no, I don't think there's any signs of life. As a matter of fact, the Denis often try to avoid any major life in any of the ages they wrote. Actually, the soccer ball was probably brought here by the DRC, sort of like the beach ball in the neighborhoods. Say that was brought in by a resin engineer, restoration engineer, who was apparently got bored of nothing but stone walls around him at one point. As a matter of fact, the higher-ups of the DRC chewed him out on their website at one point, basically saying that while it was harmful, that type of frivolity was not encouraged. Anyway, if that's an end to the questions, we're ready to move on to the next stage. Are you ready to take us there, Murfak?
oh, there's Dusty.
Just about the biggest soccer ball you'll ever see.
Coming to mirror boat.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, everyone, PM Mirabot and type link.
Do we want to remind folks how to access these two ages in game, or do we want to just keep that a secret as a spoiler?
Well, that's actually getting into spoiler territory. So.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't disclose it.
Yeah, no, it's because we don't. It is not the purpose of the tours to tell people how to play the game. It's just to tell them what they're going to find when they get to various places and why. And welcome to Jalak. Jalak is a game age that was approved by the DRC and released to explorers on August 2nd of 2007. The word Jalak is a Dini noun that means pillar or column. The DRC notebook that is located next to the linking book to this age has this to say. We still haven't figured out exactly how this place is supposed to work, and we're not sure we're ever going to. We do know that the Dini came here for some kind of sport, and that it was fairly popular. We know that audiences came and watched whatever game they played. It's the rules we don't know. We have found no rules written down by the Dini, which means that it was such common knowledge that no one felt the need to write it down, or that the game always changed. Either way, we've been having fun here, and we figure we might as well share a couple of the games that we have come up with for this place. You can add your own rules, modify ours, or come up with something completely different. Maybe yours is the way the Dini really did it. Who knows? The machinery in this age generates some of the most advanced force fields to be found in the Dini Empire. And that made me wonder if the age was originally created as a place to develop and refine the force field technology. There are two distinct types of force field on display here. The first is a barrier that shows a hexagonal structure like a honeycomb. And that's what you see surrounding the playing field right now. The second type generates movable geometric objects with smooth surfaces. And let's see, is there one of them around at the moment? Okay, someone must have kicked it off. If someone can create one of the objects from this age, go ahead and do that. Yeah, there you go. And those are a kind of force field which has completely different nature than that of the barrier that surrounds us. There is another example of the honeycomb barrier in the Todelmer age. Todelmer is a moon that orbits a ringed planet, And inside the rings, there is an observation pod. When you look at the windows of the pod, you see the same hexagonal pattern, which implies that the windows might be made of the same kind of force field, or that the pod is surrounded by a force field of that nature. Let's see if I can get you a picture of it. Okay, let's go ahead and turn that on. Okay, if you look at the stream window, you'll see a picture of the interior of the pod in Tildelmer that's floating in the rings around the planet. And if you look in this area right here, you should see the honeycomb pattern that I'm talking about. The center platform is a cube that's divided into a 5x5 grid of pillars, each of which can be raised or lowered by your key separately or in groups. Your key can also create or dismiss the various force field objects and activate or deactivate the barrier force field around the platform. The pillars are marked with strange symbols on all four sides, and the tops are marked with 4 repetitive symbols, one for each corner. The exception is that the pillars in the far corners of the platform have one of the top symbols each. The pillars are each about 5 feet square, roughly, making the playing surface approximately 25 feet, a 25-foot square grid, although that's not quite accurate, since there are gaps of several inches between the pillars. Let's see if I bring this back up, and then open this, and then turn on the display capture. If you look at the stream window again, I've got a picture up that shows all of the markings that are found on the sides of the pillars. It's the same set of markings on each side of each one of the pillars. Some of the symbols look vaguely like Native American artwork, and some look like vaguely like writing from ancient Central American civilizations. No one has ever been able to venture a guess about what they might mean or why they were here. circling the platform, oops, are 4 freestanding walls which are assumed to have been seating areas for spectators. They are wider at the base than the tops and appear to have window openings in various places. The ground around the buildings is very wet, and the bases of the walls are covered in moss. On top of each wall is a single stone bench-like structure that extends almost the entire length of the wall. And let me go ahead and bring up a photograph of that. Let's see. Okay, so I need display capture back. Okay. So I'm in the stream window right now. I am displaying a picture that shows a shot from up at the bench level of the arena. So you can see just how bare it is up there. There isn't really all that much to it. It's hard to judge since we do not have an accurate way to measure it, but it looks like each bench might have been able to seat between 20 to 30 spectators. However, there is no obvious way to get atop the walls and up to the benches. Assuming that there was, there's no obvious way to get back down again afterwards. However, on top of the walls are flags that are identical to those found in Minkata, and each bears a marking, the marking of the Guild of Surveyors. What that means, we don't know for certain, although it could mean that a game or games were sponsored by the guild. Also, not all of the flags found in the Minkata are used. The blue, yellow, green, and red ones match the color of the symbols on the pillar tops, and those are the only flags that are here. Murphac, can you make a on-lake effect here and take us down?
Your activity is already on. You can.
Just walk off the side?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the force field is down, so if we just walk over and drop. I take that back. Doesn't. Apparently, the barrier is still up. We need to drop the force field. Okay. So just walk off the edge of the platform, and you'll find yourself down near ground level. Then you'll be able to run out past the barrier, or the four structures, and see what the outside world looks like. The world outside the stadium is a valley made up of rolling hills with mountains surrounding them in all directions. The plant life includes bluegrass, moss, bamboo, and trees. When we get a view back, because I'm not quite sure why it's gone gray on us. There we go. Something to note is that the trees are spaced too regularly to be natural. They form at least 2 rings around the stadium and may have been planted by the Denis as a windbreak or for cosmetic reasons. Something that I would like to mention is that there is a ongoing mistake about the name of this age. A lot of explorers have called the age Jalak Dador, and that name has been mentioned in many fan websites. However, that is not the correct name. The notebook next to the linking book is titled Jalak, and when you link here, your key also says Jalak in its age location field. Richard Watson had this to say about it. Ryan Miller thought that the word Jalak sounded like did you lock all run together. So he started calling it Jalak the door, as in did you lock the door. Apparently that stuck, even though it was meant as a joke. Jalak is a Cyan World's experiment in what they call emergent gameplay. The idea was that if they gave explorers things to do, or to play with no specific purpose, what would the players come up with to do with them? As it turned out, that was quite a lot, even back in 2007. At least one person made marble runs that he dropped the force field spheres into and watched roll through the course. Other people created competitive marker missions and other games. This age was also used by explorers of an artistic bent to create sculptures using the pillars and objects, and much of the artwork that was created still exists because a program was designed to save the configurations outside of the game. One of the most prolific creators of sculptures was an explorer called Magic Puri. I do not know personally if Puri is still involved in the game. However, let me go ahead and let's see, display capture. Okay. Bring up my web browser. Whoops. And then YouTube. Okay, if you look at the stream window, I've called up a replay video of the ball drop machine that I mentioned a moment ago. This is quite old, so the the video quality is very low. Back at the time this was recorded, YouTube did not allow very much video quality. But that's the kind of thing that you get when you get a whole bunch of bored explorers together at once. And Murphac has some of those the sculptures stored, so we're going to do a slideshow of them, just to show you what players in this game can accomplish when they're motivated. So let's go. I'll head back in towards the platform.
Just remember, guys, if you want to quickly join Larry, just PM find Larry to the bot.
And Murphac, when you're ready to start the Jalak sculpture slideshow, go right ahead. This is going to go on for a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the stream music again while we're here.
Working right now. Say this is why.
It's playing over the string.
I don't hear any music on the stream.
Hmm.
Oh well. It's okay. I see the pretzel thing in the chat.
Yeah. The first structure that it's up says hello. It looks like whoever made these was just making Denis numerals.
Okay, how did they suspend the sphere?
That one you have to ask them. I have no idea.
I suppose the sphere could be located on a column that they raised halfway.
That doesn't explain the arcs and such, so I'm kind of wondering if they managed to get the objects to float somehow.
That's what we're asking, Dreamer. How did they do that?
Okay. In the chat, it's telling you who made them and what they're calling it. So that's slide number 13, maintainer something or other. That's let's see, which guild used the transit as a symbol? Anyway, that's a copy of a guild symbol.
Oh, that one right there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Would be either surveyors
Oh, the cartographers, it says in the chat. Yes.
that you like to draw
Yeah.
circles around. I forget what it's called.
A transit or compass.
Or compass.
Compass. Hello.
Engineers call them compasses.
Yep.
Surveyors call them transits.
Oh.
This next one up is number 15, writers something or other.
Is that a pen?
Yeah, that's a pin nib. All of this entire series is one that we didn't have last time we did this. Oh, that's supposed to be a copy of the Watcher's portrait from the books, the covers of Words. And that's supposed to be a hand symbol. Relto book. Oh, that's the Relto page for the logs and stones. Yeah.
Oh, that's clever.
The Kurith's Arch from Agra Island. Eder Chemo. This is supposed to be Yano name. Ah.
It looks like the tower.
Yeah. Eder Dellen. So that must be one of the gazebos. Probably a gazebo and journey door. Cleft. Oh, it's Andy's trailer.
Oh wow, that's hilarious. It's too bad they can't put Sandy on top.
Edit Sogo. The fountain and the journey door. That must be
You're kind of in there.
Arcana, yeah. Garrison. That's an overhead view. I think it's supposed to be building number 1, except that it's got too many bridges sticking out from it. Building 2 had 6 sides. Kadesh Talesa. Oh, the pyramid. Edagura.
This is that might be the piping around the leaking bolts that are chemo.
Maybe. That makes sense. Kavir. Oh, that's Atris's bench and bookshelf. Yeah, probably stone ship.
Or the sailboat in Myst Harbor.
Maybe. This is supposed to be Myst. And I don't quite get what that one's supposed to be. Ah. The pellet making machine. Oh, sharper spy room. And that's the journey symbol from Minkata. Oh, that's the inside of one of the observation pods in the pod age. This is supposed to be the harvester, but I don't quite see the resemblance very much. The clock from one of the neighborhoods. That could be, yeah. I was wondering if maybe it was a pile of books on the Relto bookshelf, but the dock.
The wages.
But the dock does make sense.
Whereas Newport said the rotating wedges.
Oh yeah. That would be the wedges over the well. Age Teled?
The Teledon Aquarium in
The Flapper
Sharky's
Aquarium.
office. The aquarium that holds the
Yeah.
security.
Yeah, the Fryman fish tank.
Yes.
Cleft windmill. Arcana oven. Oh yes, the oven controls in Arcana. Oh, the pillars in Relto. Yeah. With the cleft between them.
This little power plant.
Okay, that's the entire silo with a pellet falling down to the water.
Did you see Ancor's question in Twitch?
No.
With the rules of making linking books and descriptive books, how did the Deni who originally lived on their now destroyed homeworld return to it after visiting Aegis? Do we have any idea?
They would have done it the same way they do it. It's done now. They would have had linking books back to their home age. But those those linking books would, since the age was destroyed, shouldn't be broken.
The calibration machine in the Great Zero.
I'm not quite sure where we are in the descriptions.
Well, it says Pokal auf, which sounds German.
Most of the words I think are German, yeah. Haven't got a clue.
Pokal auf means cup on, which doesn't make sense either.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, do we have another slideshow
not sure.
We still have a half hour left.
Yes.
Larry, Angel Myst had requested earlier, asked if we could like build a platform to get up high to a certain structure that we mentioned earlier. I don't know that we can do that during this tour. I did say, of course, that she could use just the regular bot commands like
Yes.
float and walk and whatnot to get up to where she wants to see. I don't know that Murphy would have time to actually build a platform up there since he wasn't prepared to do that today.
Yeah, she can use the float command to get up there. I forgot about the possibility of building a platform, so I didn't ask for it for this time around.
There's your huge coffee mug. Sharp coffee mug.
Yep.
It looks like twice the size of your head. By the way, I want to remind everyone that in your Relto closet is actually a t-shirt that Larry designed. I believe in the Dunny language it says, what, Cavern Tours?
Yes. That's the one I'm wearing right now. It has the Cavern Tour logo on the front, and then the Cavern Tour in both Genie and English on the back. But actually, the Relto closet has something like 3 or 4 shirts that I put together.
Oh, really? What are the other ones?
The Guild of Wizards shirt is one of them, and I forget the other one off the top of my head. But yeah, I've my designs have been used on at least 3 shirts. If I remember correctly.
Nice. And I know on your website, which I'll ask you if you could promote, that HPTOLD whatever link, you also have some other designs on there, I think, that you posted.
Oh, I've got a whole freaking lot of stuff that I've made over the years. Let's see. Go over here to DeviantArt. There we go.
This is a very comprehensive website.
And how the heck did I get logged out?
Okay, Bodemooster means floor patcher.
Yeah, my digital artwork is on deviantart.com at LWF58.
What's your other website? The one with all the information about it?
Oh, you're talking about my fan website for...
Yeah, the HTPTOLD something or other.
That's the Lost Library of Denis.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be... hang on,
Google
let's
search
see.
here. Floristica, there we go.
Yeah, floristica.com.
Post a link here. Both game and...
However, that site is quite old at this point, and I haven't really updated it in a long time.
I don't suppose much has changed, so I would think 99% of your info is still good.
The only part that you need to actually type into your web browser is floristica.com hpotd.
So we have 20 minutes. How much longer are these structures?
I just asked him to show a couple of different slideshows to cover the time. So this one should take us close enough to the time limit to where we can stop.
Yeah.
Oops, wrong cup.
Gosh, did we really start this season in June 2022? Time flies. Over 2 years.
Now that's just how much of the game there actually is.
Lots of information.
I'm taking a peek at next month, which we will keep secret. visit every age in the game. Plus,
A bunch that weren't. Yeah. Say plus a bunch that weren't.
Yeah, exactly. Plus additional things from the other Myst games.
Well, not just those. There are a number of ages that were intended to be included in the game and weren't. And I cover those as either previews that they published, or else as concept art.
Yep, plus concept art. Between Larry and Arte, they know everything about hula.
Not everything, which is why I'm usually able to add at least one new fact every year.
Yeah, well, you know, you also are in close communication with Rawa, Richard A. Watson.
Mhm.
And to the extent he can remember things that he designed over a decade ago.
Which unfortunately isn't anywhere near as much as he used to be able to.
Yeah.
Say that brain tumor did a real number on him.
Yeah.
And Susan, that's 2 decades ago.
Is it 2 decades? Yeah, I said decades plural. I didn't want to get the number wrong. I said over a decade. Yeah, 2 decades ago. Heck, I don't remember things well. I guess I do, but
Are you suffering from CRS?
what's that?
Can't remember stuff?
It's
It's not supposed to be stuff.
Like once in a while, I forget my phone numbers. My phone number is okay. It's a short-term memory.
Well, how often do you call yourself?
Well, I have to give up my number to others. By the way, someone has a birthday coming up next month, during which time he will attain the same age that I did last month. Wink, wink. Arte,
Nudge, nudge, say no more, say no more.
is that subtle enough? Arte, what's your birthday? September something.
You don't remember my birthday?
No, I told you.
What?
You know what? Well, since our next
I
tour
have
is
the back
September
of my hand
28th,
touches my forehead.
you know, you're going to be a year older by the time we have our next tour on September 28th. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So, happy birthday in advance.
Thank you. That's the 24th.
Oh, wow. It's a month now. And you'll be,
And I'll be what?
you'll be,
Oh, as far as my age?
yes.
I will be, my age then will be what my age is now. Somewhere between what's it all about and who needs it anyways.
That's a nice pattern.
Exactly. Exactly.
I like that pattern.
Thanks. Thanks for listening.
What month is your birthday, Larry? Larry's numerous years older than Arte and me.
It's in January.
So we've got a while yet to
Yep.
humiliate you of that important date.
Well, you're in the middle of the year doing this, aren't you, though?
Actually, I usually have to whip out a calculator to figure it out. Mhm. Let's see.
You can't calculate in your head anymore.
2024 minus.
Well, you get so used to working base 25 and that version back to base.
There you go. Nice save there. Nice save, Arte.
Yeah. So how old are you guys?
60, huh?
Then yes, I am in advance of that.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
I'm at
in our mid.
I'm in my mid 60s at 66.
Oh, okay. So
Huh.
The
No,
clue,
year and a half. Year and a half. So,
Susan,
yes.
the clue is in the LWF 58.
Oh, I was looking at my cabin tour schedule to see what we're doing next month.
Yeah.
We are visiting the
Okay.
Let me go back to Twitch here.
Yes, that 58 actually is a reference.
Oh, September 15th. It will be 9 years since Rawa's brain surgery. Wow, what a milestone. Congrats. That's great. Doctors have given him 5 years. Well, you know, I'll tell you, the will to live means so much. When my dad was diagnosed with a brain tumor, they gave him 6 months and he lived a year and a half. So, will to live really means much. Plus, I think
Plus, doctor.
oncologists tend to be very pessimistic.
Yeah, there's also the fact that doctors are not created equal. When one of my aunts many years ago was diagnosed with throat cancer, and the doctor here who examined her gave her less than a year to live. So she went to different doctors, and she's still kicking around.
And that's how many years ago?
I don't remember exactly, but it's probably on the order of 5.
Nice. I also assume Rawa's surgery, more recent surgery, was perhaps advanced when my dad had brain surgery in 1976.
Yeah, they make advances in medical science almost on a yearly basis, but
But still, there's a lot of guesstimation going on.
yes.
Like with my mom, they gave her 2 months to 2 years to live, and
Oh.
she was dead in 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
But she didn't have cancer, she had a bad heart.
Oh,
She had like 10% heart function.
Okay.
And then she had the last one that just did her in. That was back in odd 8. So she's been going
Yeah.
a while.
Well, you know, what's the saying? Nothing's certain except for death and taxes.
That's right. Unless you're a billionaire, then
Does you want to be frozen, I guess?
well, no, I'm saying these billionaires, the effective tax for a lot of billionaires is 0.
Oh.
Not quite true. That isn't actually true. A lot of there are billionaires who pay a lot of money to accountants in order to farm the system. But the actual tax rate on a billionaire is much higher than it is on anyone else.
It's just that they've got all the deductions and
Tax loopholes.
exactly. Although there was it got raised, the tax rate got raised a bit during the Biden administration, but during the Trump administration, during the because of the 2017 tax bill, while there was billionaires and corporations that were paying 0 in effective tax.
Well, at this point, we're just biding our time, right?
Yeah, I'm still working on my first billion. Like I'm still working
Yeah.
on my first million.
Yeah.
First 500,000.
Of course, Trump also lowered taxes on the middle class, but when he lowered, but unlike his lowering taxes for the upper 2% of incomes, he their he wrote their deduction or reductions as permanent, and the middle class tax break that he wrote had an expiration date of next year.
Sunset. Yeah, sunset. The legislators can decide to let something sunset or renew it. Okay, back to the game. We have 7 minutes left.
Yep.
I don't want to delve into this political thing and start upsetting people. Is it obviously we can't start posting our dummy events. Larry, is it okay if Arte describes his story night orally, even if we don't post the
There's no.
calendar on the screen?
Now I have the calendar ready to go as soon as the this particular slideshow ends. But as far as getting things started on closing down, no reason we can't. So yeah, what's going on today, Arte?
Well, today I'm continuing with the story of the Benin Kings, and tonight is King number 7, King Kareem, and we're going to witness the very first Benin assassination. And the story begins at 1400 key time, and we start gathering in Sano's Head around 1330 key time.
Is that correct, what I typed there, Arte?
The sun is like, or the moon is right in the way. There it is. Yes, it is. It is correct. The one moon was right over the 1400, so I couldn't read it.
Oh. And would you also like to describe your Dani language lessons?
Well, as a matter of fact, I would.
Thank you.
I teach the new language. We learn to count in Benin and read Benin numbers. You don't learn any math in Benin, but you learn to read any numbers in Benin, and you learn to read the various writings. Classes are Monday through Friday from 10 key. They start anywhere from 10 key to noon key, or from 20 key to 22 key. And those 2 times, like Monday through Friday. Right now, the Wednesday evening class is occupied. So there's 9 other time slots you can choose.
And what's your fee?
My fee is you have to feed me poems.
There you go. That's reasonable.
You can also reach me on Discord, and Discord is probably the best way to get a hold of me. I can't reply with either of my avatars because the key messages are full. I can't create any more keynotes. But if you contact me in Discord, it's my avatar name in Discord.
Would you please type that in chat? And you remove the number that used to succeed the name in Discord?
Correct.
Okay, so it's just Arte in Discord.
is my display name is R apostrophe K, but the actual calendar is without. It's all lowercase with no apostrophe.
Okay, so if they were to search for you, they would search Arteaton without the apostrophe in Discord? There
That's
you
how
go.
you would search for me.
Okay, great. We have a minute and a half, Larry. Sorry
Yeah.
to rush you.
I'm going to be cutting off my music now. And, Murphank, thank you. It's time to shut down so we can end the slideshow. And that's it for folks for the show this week. Hope you enjoyed it.
What's the
Oh yeah,
events, please?
let me go ahead and bring up. Let's see, display capture.
Murphac, thanks for all these special effects. This was a special effects heavy
Yeah.
tour, so we appreciate you so much.
Okay, and there's the calendar.
Okay, calendar's posted on Twitch. So Arte described a story night. There's an IO Heat night at 2100 key time in the competitive Myst Online Leaguehood, and then Arte story night again. And we will see you back on, it's the fourth Saturday of each month, which next month, after Arte's odometer flips over, will be September 28th.
Okay. Also,
Just remember,
here's
I'm
my
not
digital.
original, I'm just
Yeah.
gaining speed.
Okay, here's my digital art page. Since my Evan browser open, let's go ahead and. Oh yeah, this is the other thing that I did. That is on a T-shirt right now. The Mystic Tech logo.
Oh, nice.
And then.
Oh, is that your production company, Mr. Tech Productions?
No, that's Nora Leonard and her friends who do that. I just designed this logo for them.
Oh, cool. And that's the great tree seed in the middle?
Yes. And then let's see what else we got. Mr. Tech. I did a whole bunch of unofficial guild logos. This is the one for the engineers. And here's a version of the Pirates of the Black Ship flag that I did.
Oh, nice.
And
that's from Ribbon? I forget which game it's from. Myst? Oh, it's from the
that's
first
from Myst, yeah. And then this is something I did for the Guild of Zoologists.
Oh, that's one of the creatures in Negalon. You can see his picture on the table in the
Yeah.
what's it called? Not the library, the museum.
Yes.
And the Guild of Sculptors.
Nice.
Guild of Illusionists.
Oh, okay. You've just hypnotized me. Bark like a dog now.
This is for something I made for the Guild of Educators. And then the Guild of Bankers.
Of course, it's in gold.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's no such thing as a dollar sign for the Dene language. So what I did was I took the letter N in Dene and put a mark through it, which is what they do, something like what they do for the L in the pound symbol.
Cool.
And then, let's see, next is the Guild of Artists.
And the name of their money is Nurtry or something like that.
Nuri,
Fred Nurtry.
a nuri. So yeah, that's why the nurity is and then the Guild of Architects, Guild of Musicians, and those I made those up, but those are actually musical notes of a sort. So that's an actual the first few notes of an actual tune. I forget which one. Let's see. This one took some time to make. I'm resistant to just slapping things onto one of these that I would consider gibberish. So I threw together a way of transcribing a simple tune using characters that I hope look like something that Denis might have made. So yes, they are a form of musical notation. Yes, it's a tune. First, specifically, it's the first 22 notes of a famous song written for the soundtrack of a movie series. The instruments, of course, were made to vaguely resemble lutes, but they're just a bunch of shapes I cobbled together to not make them look like anything specific. The idea is that just about every culture comes up with a stringed instrument eventually, so I figured the Denis would be no exception. And then what do we have next? Oh, is that all I have in this gallery? Okay. So let's back up a bit. Yeah, that was it for that. Oh no, that was it for that page. So let's go ahead and bring this up. The Guild of Burial Workers. And that picture...
Grave diggers, you mean?
No, Burial Workers is the actual name of the guild. And
But is that analogous to grave diggers? Burial workers?
no, this is the Denis Guild of Burial Workers. That's what they're called.
Right.
And so this is a tombstone that I actually got from production art.
The guild doesn't just dig the graves; it's the whole.
Yeah, when somebody dies in Denis, their body is handed over to the burial workers, and they take it from there. So whatever, if there's a funeral, they hold it, etc., etc.
Okay, I have a morbid question. I assume the answer is yes. Can a deceased person be ported through a link?
Yes. If somebody can carry something, it'll link with them.
And it has to be something organic that touches the linking panel.
Which is the burial worker. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so Guild of Actors.
And if you think about it, that's how at the fall, how Agnes and Eobus completed the destruction because they linked the dead bodies to the different ages.
Oh, okay.
So the burial worker doesn't even have to touch the body; they just put the dead person's hand on the linking panel.
Oh my gosh.
Then there would just be a pile of bodies at the linking spot. So.
Oh wow.
This symbol should be one you recognize. Say the Denis in the bottom banner says Galpa Linshotav, which is Denis for Cavern Tour.
Oh.
See. And this is something that I came up with because while we were working out the translation of Cavern Tour, Rawa and I came up with the concept of a guild of tour guides.
Which has a total of 2 now? And Mula. And Arte.
And then, oh, this is a birthday card that I made for Richard.
Oh.
Can you read that?
I have to enlarge it on my screen. Oh, there's a thing from Pay a Friend. The duck, chicken duck. Happy birthday,
Those are
Richard. Pick up some chicks.
Yeah, the one on the left and Sanskrit on the right.
Yeah. Irwin and Sanskrit. Are they related or?
yeah.
Probably not.
The
They are
Sanskrit
related?
is more or less
Genetically related?
Sanskrit is more or less a nickname. That is actually a Peyophtheran Irwin.
Okay, so they're both Irwins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different branches of the same tree.
Their beaks are quite different, aren't they?
That's because of how what they eat. The
Right, yeah.
Negalon Irwin eats fireflies that it snaps out of the air. It has what amounts to baleen plates in its mouth like a whale. And then the Peyophtheran Irwin eats by scooping up mouthfuls of sand. And if you look at the bottom of its jaw, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of holes there. That's how
Yeah.
the sand drains out of those holes and leaves whatever critters were buried in the sand in the thing's mouth,
Cool.
He's got a colander mouth.
basically. Anyway, so for happy birthday, Richard. For your special day, I thought we could get together and go out and pick up some chicks. Then I remembered that the only kind I have any luck with are these ones. Sorry. Oh, yes.
All right, gentlemen, I gotta get going.
Okay.
Any last minute thoughts, Larry?
Nope. If anyone wants to see the rest of the art, of course, they can always go to deviantart.com, LWF58.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go ahead and shut that down. And that's it for today's stream for the 14 people who are still signed in. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next month.
Thanks, gentlemen. So you're not going to give a Discord another go within the next month, are you?
No, the cat. We still haven't figured out why everything was going wrong during the test.
Okay.
This seems
And-
to be working out fine. This
Yes, Skype is working out fine for us, so there's no reason to change.
if any broke, don't fix.
You're still streaming, looks like.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and end that now. Okay, I'm going to stop the stream now. Thank you.